I will not betray the Republic.
What up, apes? So we're outside Gold's. I won't lie, I was already here earlier, hit a little run and a lift, but we're back. I didn't know exactly what I was gonna do for this video. I thought I might hit a little camping trip, but I can't lie, it's hot as balls in South Florida right now, and I'm not trying to get bit up. So instead, I thought I'd give you something a little bit more valuable. I think y'all have seen me transform over the last 5 or 6 months. I'm down 55 pounds from 250 to about 195 right now. I don't measure my body fat, but most of y'all would say I'm somewhere around 9 or 10%. I do have thick skin all over. I'm gonna hit a lift. I'm gonna make some Instagram reels. You're gonna see the behind the scenes of both, and I'm gonna give you the sauce on how you can get shredded super easily. And then for my actual apes that follow along on Instagram, I realized I've been a little MIA lately. I had to take some time away. I've been living in the same apartment complex as my ex-girlfriend for the last 5 months, gang. I've been making reels like a motherfucker. I've been grinding. No chip on my shoulder, but I needed to change up the scenery. So your boy hit New York. I met some of you there, which was fire. I hit Puerto Rico, which is honestly the best trip ever. Shout out La Concha. And then I had to spin back and hit Miami. I was so sick. And if you know, when a dude gets sick, it's like an old Victorian child. I can make my way back through any amount of back injuries, but the second I have the flu, I'm done. And so I spent 2 days there just grinding, doing some client work. Now I'm back. I do have some more trips planned, which I'm excited to share with you. But right now, let's get the fuck in the gym. Let me show you how I got shredded. For actual exercises, my chest is shot. I came here like a few days ago, and there was a team lift that was led by Danny, who's like literally like an actual Asian Hulk. His quads are bigger than Philip's future. I lifted with them, and it was like army of like the biggest people here. And we hit incline dumbbells, or I hit flat dumbbells rather. And I haven't pushed weight in a minute. And like I said, I'm 195 now, but I pushed 110. Oh my God, I felt like my tits were about to detach from my body. And so I'd love to hit a little outdoor bench, but we're gonna hit pretty much anything else. All right, gang, as you can see behind me, the sky looks like a fresh, ripe tub of tutti frutti ice cream. Absolutely prime for some Instagram reels and some performative carousels. So I'm gonna go over here, do some pull-ups, just a mild discomfort until I get a nice pump and it looks good for Philip's camera. And then we're gonna head out of here. Maybe get a little bite to eat. We'll make more reels. I'll tell you exactly what I do to not have that flat tire on your stomach. Maybe it's the white gummy bear gorilla mind, but it is cool to just like 6 or 7 videos in, see how much more comfortable I am myself. I think that's where we shot the first one with Philip in April. Maybe it's because I was obviously fatter then too, but way easier talking on the camera. If you guys make content or you want to make content, the best advice I could give, how fast can you get 100 reps in? I would say that's the most important thing with content. What we got? This is the anthem. Yeah, we'll start with the anthem.
Getting it whack, I ain't got play tough. Used to be rich, but you all up. Damn, this year ain't been a whole month.
Having all that extra fat on me, which I know some of you might look back and be like, you weren't that fat. That's fine. I'm comparing me to me. I was like 35, 40 pounds of extra fat compared to what I'm used to. Obviously, it's because I was sedentary from the back surgery. You can check that out. But the best way I can describe it is like when you wake up, if you've ever been someone who's had like a messy house, a messy room, it just felt like I had a mess everywhere and just like something I needed to clean, but I couldn't clean it. Felt like I had a bunch of extra credit card debt. I'm sure these analogies aren't new. I'm sure they've been used thousands of times by people who've been overweight, but it's actually how it feels. I know there's been trainers in the past who go fit to fat to fit, where they gain the weight on purpose. That's the closest example of what this was, because I was so sedentary after being such an active guy for so long. I don't know who needs to hear this, but losing that weight will change your life in literally every aspect. As a guy who's been an online coach and a trainer even prior to this, it opened my eyes. 225 didn't make sense for me. Losing that last 30 is what made the difference. All right, I'm actually a boomer, not only because I was having trouble getting logged into the gym due to a new app. When they say Ring Pop flavor, bro, it tastes like when you're a fucking kid and you like actually just take a bunch of candy and sour candy and you mix it with soda and you think it's gonna make some extra sour concoction, but it just turns into this disgusting sugar mix. Even saying these words, again, I know I sound like a boomer, but that's what this is. I'm not sponsored by them, but maybe soon. Gorilla Mind blows this shit out of the water.
Can't be mad, you just gotta catch up. There ain't with some much. I still in the hood, post up with the junkie. You never going back to the hood, stop running. I told her I know and she text me she love me. Touch me on the spot, I'ma bust him. Too much in my pop and he crutch. Paying that for the twat, you a customer. How you got smoke with your house and your brother? I'm part of the mob, can't be goofy for nothing. I woke up this morning, Rick Owen for breakfast, then Gucci for lunch, and then Louis for dinner. Diving that, I'm scuba in it. Car on my glass like substitute teacher. Job I ain't needing to make hate illegal. Rockin' the mask, got a patch just seen. I'm classy, I'm sipping and raising my pink. My super bad, her feet ain't pretty. The real dying, they trying to extinct. If I had an eye, they be finding them stink.
If I had $1 for every faithful in the world, my account would be empty.
Those two energy drinks are kicking my ass right now. Sort of hallucinating.
She gave me my wrist on the presidential, giving me Monica Lewinsky. Too many fish in the sea, she on the shot like boots I buy Da Vinci. Rap I had to make her my hype man, I'm felon, he couldn't even fly to the venue. Fishing like porcelain, I get a dent and implant, she never copping no bread. I left some shakes on the hub with floor at the studio, but I ain't never dropping no mid. Like I got extra, my ass got some in the government names off paints of red. He goes and drink, but ain't got now, I'm calling this bluff right now, give me a cringe.
I got a bunch of steroid accusations on my reel today. I was so happy. I called my shot, bro. You scroll back 10 weeks, I posted a reel in my kitchen. Still kind of skinny fat, and I literally wrote on that reel. Nothing crazy right now, but come back in 8 weeks, and I'll have steroid accusations. Took me a little bit longer than 8 weeks, I won't lie, but we're here. The thing about having an audience of primarily Indian dudes, I understand. You're gonna think I'm on steroids. One dude today commented some crazy, like, compound names. One of them was Anavar. If you think someone like me is on Anavar, normally I'd be like, you're coping. But then I looked at his profile. Looks like he's about my age. Looks like he's been lifting a while. I say this with no hate in my heart and a little bit of ego. His physique is what my physique looked like when I was 16, like about a year into training. And so if he's been lifting for multiple years or trying for multiple years, he probably gets online and thinks that every single person that looks better than him is on steroids. And again, I understand the mentality, but I don't give a fuck. I work for this shit. I used to pray for these times. Accuse me, brother. Yeah, so this kind of sounds like a natural plug for coaching, so sue me. But the reason I don't put out a bunch of generic blanket advice content on Instagram, even though I know it's really good for likes and shares and saves and growing followers, is because literally every person in their situation is so different. Even a same person at different points in their life, even 3 and 6 months apart, are so different, and they have unique and tailored needs. And so pretty much anything you see online, the cliche is true. Take it with a grain of salt. You gotta apply it with nuance and context to your situation. Also, for these dips, honestly, people don't really actually ask me in real life. I just made this up. But anytime someone might ask me why my hands are all fucked up, it's not because I'm like a mountain climber or a pianist. It's because I do like weird body weight stuff with my hands, like weighted pull-ups, and I do like the rock grips, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
To the waistline, you get wasted, just don't waste mine. You get wasted, just don't waste mine. You get wasted, just don't waste mine. Fall to your waistline, you get wasted, just don't waste mine.
You're not supposed to have your shirt off in this part of the gym, but I think they have a sign somewhere. Oh yeah, it says right there, when you're 6'5", they let you do it. If you're out of shape and you honestly don't really care about the whole gym thing, which I get, and especially if you're older now, like 22, 25, honestly, literally any age, and you just want to get into good looking aesthetic shape, feel good, you can literally just get good at pull-ups and dips, bodyweight pull-ups and dips, and span them. And then when you get good, you add weight. Your physique will be insane. Your core, your chest, tris, bis, everything. You'll get a nice balanced physique with just those. Sagar, I'm not strong enough to do those. I can't do even one. Okay, well then figure out how to do it. Look it up on YouTube. I have videos on how to do your first pull-up and your first dip as well. Use the assisted machine, use dips, stands, whatever. But all I'm saying is if you can get yourself to be able to do sets of bodyweight dips and sets of pull-ups, man, it's a sick physique. All my clients do both those exercises.
Wristwater, I can't see the time, but I'm having the time of my life. Chris Paul, the game on the line, I'm dropping the dime on him. I'm fried, but I'm taking a nap. About to be out of my mind. I'm trying to change for the better. It's driving me fucking insane. Hey, he on the back, I'm on the cover, we not on the same page. I be from the back, she gripping them covers like she on her leg.
But for 99% of the world, eat less is what needs to be applied. There's a lot of people that have like found loopholes with the fitness thing. Cough, cough, the body positive community. And I feel like they've spun a lot of the protein goals and movement goals and whatever into their own bullshit. And now they're still fat, but they're doing those things. I don't know where I started here on this rant. It just turned into some fat phobic shit. But what I'm essentially saying is most people need to move more and eat less, and they'll have most of the outcomes they want. And all the other asterisks and skin condition and stomach issue and this, that, and the other thing, lose that last 20 pounds and watch what happens. I almost promise that it goes away. I'm no doctor, but I am a Patel.
Thursday, October 31st. The city streets are crowded for the holiday. Even with the rain, hidden in the chaos is the element, waiting to strike like snakes. But I'm there too, watching. They think I'm hiding in the shadows, but I am the shadows.
Obviously, you don't know how your stuff's gonna land when you make it, but I get messages like this all the time. Bro, I just came across your page. Your videos are hella motivational. I used to be fit, but disc herniation and elbow injury has kept me out of the gym for a long time, and life took over and I gained a lot of weight, restarting my journey back to that fit life. And this time with the Greek yogurt method, wish me luck. Just came in like a few hours ago, but it's fucking dope. Obviously not that he's had the disc herniation and the injury, but just knowing that that stuff is inevitable for obviously millions of people. The fact that someone can find my content and then be able to relate to it and then get inspired and have the ability to take action and get some Greek yogurt or hit the gym and lose the weight, I think that's amazing. I was just talking to Philip about what got me started on YouTube, which was Christian Guzman and Alpha Elite and the summer shredding series. Pretty full circle. Now that Unk's pushing 30 and making the content, and I got Hanuman Way coming out and a lot of big stuff planned. Overall, the biggest thing I could say is that I'm so grateful and proud for specifically that. Followers, money, all that, it'll come and go. I'm not gonna say not important, but again, it's transient, it doesn't matter. Impact, being able to even give someone hope that yes, they can lose weight, but something bigger, like as isolating as like a disc herniation or an injury like that is, just appreciative. Jai Shri Krishna, love you all, God bless. Anyways, we wrapped up at Gold's. Like I said, I didn't have much of a plan for the video. We're about to go back to the crib. I'm gonna show you what I eat typically for dinner. It might upset some of you, it might surprise some of you, but it is what it is. I can't just keep showing you Greek yogurt. I'm gonna give you the honest truth. You'll see what I eat. We're gonna play with Jackie Boy. Let's get it. Oh, Jackie. Oh, who's stinky? Who's the stinky guy? Who's the stinky guy? Here we got the dog food, and then we got the dog food. Oh, Jackie. Oh, who's a good boy? Thank you, sir. I'm gonna take a smaller one. Honestly, I've been pretty active today. I hit the lift earlier, little run midday, and then we got another performative man lift in for the content with Philip. Anyways, I want to explain to you how I got shredded over the last 6 months. Again, from 250 to 195. I'm not good at estimating body fat in terms of numbers, but I'll guess maybe 22 to 25% body fat to what I am now, which again, I would say is probably around 10 or 11%. The first thing I typically have in my day is sugar. So I don't really intermittent fast anymore in the true sense of the word. I probably have 50, 70, 80 grams of sugar throughout my day, specifically because I'm already lean, I am muscular, and I'm training hard in the South Florida heat. Having the sugar allows me to stay performing hard without my muscles atrophying, without me being super hungry, and obviously it still allowed me to get shredded, honestly even more so than intermittent fasting ever has in the past. These are my favorite fruits. I promise I'm not being performative for the gram, because I know you might have never actually even seen or tried these fruits, but it's a yellow dragon fruit, which is incredible. If you've tried that bullshit pink or red dragon fruit, which is more common and it tastes like nothing, you have to try this. They're less available, maybe $1 or $2 more, but the taste is unbelievable. It's so much sweeter than the red one. This looks like a textural nightmare. If you have trypophobia, which I think I have, it should freak you out, but for some reason, this absolute gem of a fruit that God made is so delicious. It literally looks like an alien sort of like snot almost. If you look inside, there's like gills. I'll get that in a second, but it's passion fruit. Incredible. I know you might have tried some passion fruit flavored high noon or seltzer or some shit. This is where that flavor comes from. You have to try the real thing. It's so good. I was at Ojo de Agua in Miami a few weeks ago, or last weekend rather. They have the best juice I've ever had in the world. Any fresh fruit juice, but their passion fruit juice, unreal. and their coconut juice. Unreal. And yes, juice, not water. If you kind of look at these things, they're sugary fruits, but they have a bunch of seeds. And so if you think about it, if this is the first real food I'm putting in my body, I know a lot of you Indian people like to think about pet saf karwanu chhe. Khichdi khais tomaro pet saf thase. Well, this is a good way to clean your stomach. It's straight fiber. If you ever tried a dragon fruit, especially a yellow dragon fruit, you know it will clear you out. But I think it's the perfect thing to break my fast with. And then I'm gonna show you the pound of meat that I eat, which again might surprise some of you guys. And I'll show you my protein shake. It's pretty simple. I don't eat a ton. It's a smaller eating window, but it's worked for me. And it's a clear reminder that it's simple. And for a lot of you guys, if you just move more and eat less, you too can get actually shredded. I'm not even gonna say that this is an admission. This is actually me giving you free game, especially if you're a young man. Don't fall into the psyop of having dishware, especially if your mom, your sister, your aunts, whoever gifts it to you when you move into your spot. You're just playing house, okay? If you're in your 20s, you don't need that shit. All you need is paper dishes, plastic cups. Yes, they're BPA free. Oh no, the environment. Literally, it's probably worse for the environment if I let my place get a bunch of dirty dishes and stack up into something just toxic. This is the move for almost every young guy I know. And also, once you start making some money, before you go for the watch or rent the fucking Beamer, get a cleaning lady. It will literally 10x every part of your life. You'll make so much more progress. You'll work better. You'll feel cleaner. You'll eat cleaner. Get the cleaning lady. Trust. Okay, so I understand this is gonna upset a lot of you. I actually went for a whole year plus trying to not show this in my content because I understand why it would rub a lot of you the wrong way. But also, at this point in my life, I'd be lying to you and I'd be hiding something from you if I didn't show you how I ate, okay? I do eat beef. I didn't grow up eating it. I grew up in a vegetarian household. I understand the way a lot of you feel about it. But me personally, I've been fully vegan before for over a year in my 20s, okay? I've tried literally every type of diet. I've experimented on my body in every which way. And I personally feel and perform the best when I do have red meat in my diet. I specifically choose to get grass-fed, grass-finished beef to make sure that the cows are treated properly and to promote honest, quality farming. That's something that I believe in, and this is something that I eat regularly. I'm not saying that you have to, or that you should, or that you need to get the physique that you want. At this point in time, I'm just showing you how I eat. And yes, 3 or 4 times a week, my meat of choice for dinner, it's not chicken or salmon. Many times it is steak. And so this is sirloin, sliced thin. I prepared it with olive oil, garlic, salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder. Transparently, I've been nervous to show you guys. I know a lot of you will get upset. Again, it's my life and the choices I'm making. At this point, it just feels dishonest to not show you what I eat for my physique. And if you want to argue religiously or morally, that's within your own rights. I am just a fitness guy showing you how I eat. But I'm gonna address it once, and I probably won't address it again. This is my life. Feel free to live yours. And before you get on your high horse about judging me for being a bad Indian or bad Hindu, show me your search history. If you feel that highly about all your actions and that you are a man of God or a woman of God and this is a sin, if you truly live your life in a way that you believe is exemplary of the religion or whatever you believe is best, so be it. But in my experience, the people that cast those judgments are typically leading some of the most disgusting, grotesque lives themselves, things that they're doing no one would be proud of. Anyways, we'll get the pan oiled up. And then let me also add with that, I'm not gonna turn into like a steak cooking channel. I am cognizant that a lot of you don't eat this stuff. So again, I'm not trying to push it or make this all over your feed. I just think I'm at a point now where it, again, is dishonest for me not to show you exactly how I eat. Yeah, classic boy dinner, some sirloin, dragon fruit, passion fruit, and some milk. Specifically, like what did I do to get shredded this time around? The honest truth, so this is my step count. Today it's higher, but the honest truth is that when I was like really fat, at least fat for me, November, December, I was also depressed as fuck. And so I had to just get outside and walk. And like, it's probably like the only highlight of my day, which again, my life in the grand scheme of things is not that bad, but when you're depressed, like woe is me, right? And so I was walking like 18, 20,000 steps a day when I still was living in St. Pete, right before I moved back here to Tampa. Some of you guys might remember that. I would post in my stories and I was really emphasizing the importance of walking. As you may have noticed with a lot of my content, a lot of the times I'm actually just talking to myself, my past self, my future self, or sometimes even my present self. And so me encouraging the walking to you guys was also encouraging it to me. My steps were high. As I look at my step count here, it was like 15,000, 12,000. And then when I moved back here, they tapered down. I also was still losing weight rapidly, but it's just me using my intuition. I don't have to go and stick to a structure if I listen to my body. So as I'm leaning out, I'm more tired, right? I have less fat on me and I'm eating less calories. I feel like I had lower blood sugar. I didn't need to hit 10,000 steps or 12,000 steps every single day. For my mental health, yeah, it's great. And running a little bit and sprinting is great. At a certain point, when I'm losing this much weight and I'm getting shredded, if I try and push myself to do a mandatory 10K or 12K steps every day, no matter what, I'll either get too lean or too depleted or burn myself out or get some sort of injury. At this point, I'm better off, again, listening to my body. And today was 12 or 13K. I hit 2 gym sessions, but tomorrow I might not go for a walk and I might have like 6 or 7K steps total. And for me personally, that's okay. If you're asking if that's how you should do it, no, it's gonna be different. And especially if you're not very fit or you don't do this for a living or you don't do it all the time, it'll look very different. Again, I'm just sharing with you what I do. I know so many of you have been curious as to how I made this specific transformation. That's the honest truth. I wouldn't really eat my first meal till later. Again, the last few months I've been having sugar through the day when I'm performing or like training. I didn't necessarily do that in November, December when I had all that extra fat to lose. If you look at my first YouTube video, The Day in the Life, I eat a giant glob of honey because it's my pre-workout fuel. Probably not necessary because I still had the flat tire on my stomach then. Now I'll have my first meal in the evening, starting it off with fruit. I will have about a pound of meat, whether it's steak like today or salmon or chicken, sometimes shrimp. And then I'll have my protein shake, which typically has 2/3 to 3/4 of a tub of Greek yogurt in there with some grass-fed whey isolate, milk, and then frozen fruit. And then that's it. My calories aren't crazy high, but again, I'm not that big of an individual anymore, at least in terms of weight. I'm 195 pounds, probably eating 22 to 2,400 calories total a day. Some days higher, some days lower. Excuse me, I don't track. But yeah, that's where we're at. Gonna eat this and then make the protein shake, which I'll show you, and we'll wrap up the night. Maybe make a few Instagram reels. We're gonna make my absolute favorite protein shake in the world. I have literally my own grass-fed whey isolate protein company. It's launching this summer, but I still will tell you, this is the best tasting protein powder on the market right now. I literally copied Santa Cruz Paleo for my own formula. I also had Brendan, the owner of this company, try it, and he gave it a big thumbs up. But we're gonna do 2 scoops of that, the milk right here. I used to drink raw milk. I've tried pretty much every milk in the game. I love them all. The reason I drink 2% right now, those calories creep up on that whole milk and especially that raw milk. I got to a point where I was drinking 5 full gallons of the full fat raw milk per week, which if you add it up, I think they're like 4,000 calories per gallon. So it's about 20,000 additional calories. Unless you're a freaking Olympian, it's pretty hard to outburn that. And it's probably why I look like a big baby. And so now, as much as I love milk, you guys know it's Greek yogurt mafia. I'm a big dairy guy. I limit it and I do 2% or 1%, typically just in my protein shake. This right here, absolute money. 2 scoops of this grass-fed whey isolate. This is the strawberry flavor, but if you look, it's so clean. It's so clean. I take some actual fresh or frozen strawberries rather. I have monk fruit sweetener and stevia as well, but again, I'm lean. I just trained a lot today. I do need the sugar to replenish my glycogen. So we're using maple syrup. It's already pretty sweet on its own, but I've got a sweet tooth and I love it. Little cheat code, if you know, you know. Fat-free whipped cream. Just makes it that much better. And this is 5 calories per, pretty simple. I normally would add Greek yogurt. You guys know it's Greek yogurt mafia, but I just want a thinner shake right now. I might have a Greek yogurt bowl later, I might not. Just because I make propaganda about it doesn't mean I need to eat it every day. Woo! If you guys understood what the protein shakes tasted like 13 years ago when I first was having them, the shit that they sold at Costco, this is insane. And when I say what they sold at Costco, 13 years ago, they did not sell Fairlife freaking chocolate milk, salted caramel, vanilla ice cream tasting shakes. It was just powders. It was old school Optimum Nutrition. It tasted like dog shit. This is genuinely super enjoyable. Protein aside, one of the best things that I consume all week. Maybe it's just because I'm super lean and depleted and I like the taste of this stuff now, but I'm telling you, you have to try it. Santa Cruz Paleo, not sponsored at all, but shout out the GOAT. As you could tell, me and Jackie Boy are all tired out. It's been a long day. This is another banger episode of a Brown Boy Summer. Again, we're not always on plan, but we still deliver. Today is a more realistic evening of what my life looks like nowadays. I am just training, eating pretty simply, and then spending a bunch of time with my best friend Jackie. Tonight, I'm about to get back into more client work. I'll edit some reels, and then we keep the train moving. I was traveling the last few weeks. I do have some more travel planned for this summer. I'm spinning back on Miami. I do have a Toronto trip planned and a few other locations. I'll make sure I let you guys know so we can maybe plan a meetup. If you've been tuned in and you're dialed in, enjoy your Brown Boy Summer. If you're watching and you're not really happy with what you look like or you feel like or the motion you have, no worries. You're still part of the gang, but put in the work now so you can enjoy next Brown Boy Summer. My Greek Yogurt Mafia, I love you all. Jai Shri Krishna. Subscribe, like, comment, share. Tune in for the next one. Let's get it.